Hello, my name is Bill Hawthorn from Better Marketing Incorporated. I am in Connecticut, USA, and I received this notification from you about doing an analysis on your website. So that's what this is. And attached with this, you should probably find a quote. Not probably, you'll find a quote. So this is the website that you gave me. Hopefully that's correct. And I've kind of went through the site and have a couple things I'd like to show you. First thing is that I'd like to go over some basic SEO strategies that I believe in that have helped me rank a lot of my clients. First thing is you have to realize that the SEO is done in pretty much three categories. The first category is on-page SEO, which means that all the on-page factors are in alignment with what Google wants, and you're constantly changing content, and you're doing all the maintenance and doing everything that they want you to do. The second factor is off-page SEO, which is where people send backlinks, which is pretty much a vote for your website from another website. And your social network and your citations. And citations are websites that put your name, address, and phone number on a website, but they don't use a link. So this is kind of a diagram of how it works. So off-page SEO is, these high authority, privately owned, or high authority websites that send links back to your site. What makes me different is I own dozens and dozens of these sites. So when I'm ranking your website, I'm actually using my own properties that I own, and I am actually sending those links back to your site. And because I don't blast a lot of sites from those websites, they rank very well. Google likes them. They have good page authority. They have good page rankings. They have all the things that they need. The other thing is I set up social networks for each account. So I'll set up 8 or 12 social network accounts like YouTube, Google+, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. I'll set those up. The last thing is I make sure that I put your name, address, and phone number on each. So I put your name, address, and phone number on each one of the most important sites to make sure that your page is. So what happens is I'm sorry, I got interrupted there. So what happens is I get my name, address, your name, address, and phone number on a whole bunch of different sites that really matter. You should be at least 50 or 75 of them so that you can do that. This really matters if you want to do something locally. I mean, it does matter in general because if your Google Plus page is not hooked to this page, then it really does make a difference. Okay, so now that we get some of the basic homework out of the way here, let's go see what some of your, well, first of all, let's go back to your site here. So it's a nice looking site. Obviously, somebody did a really good job with it. My only contention with it is that there's really no content on the site. It's a lot of pictures, which I'd have to go in and check and make sure these pictures have alt tags, which means if the picture doesn't come up, what kind of text is behind it. That will help us quite a bit. Your locations is a search, which is totally fine. But one thing that you're here in New York, and you have a spot in Jamaica, it looks like. That should probably be down here as well as in your contact section. So if you go to your home page, that probably would be the main thing I would want to change on the site is that your name, address, and phone number actually shows up somewhere down here. Like maybe add another block or something, so that when Google is searching you, it knows what your name, address, and phone number is, so it can match up with those other sites. The other thing I did is, if you right-click on the website, it says View Your Source, your page source. your title is here, and I have to realize that when somebody types something into Google, it's kind of like a 500-page book, um, and it's an index. So, like if you were looking in a 500-page book for like tie my shoes, you would go to the back of the index and say, tie my shoes, and it would say, okay, there's content on that on page 150. And you would go to page 150 and you would look for the content. It's pretty similar to what Google's doing for you. You type into the query engine or the search engine, tie my shoes, and it brings back results. Now there's a bunch of other factors involved which we don't need to get involved with, but for right now, let's just talk about that. So the only way that Google knows how to index your site or what the content is by this code. So first thing is you have Hummingbird car rentals, which is good, okay? But there's no description, there's no keywords, there's not any of the on-page. This is on-page optimization, okay? There's nothing in here that tells the Google search engines what this site is about. So the first problem you have is that your what they call meta tags are not set up correctly, and you should do that. So each one of your pages should have keywords and titles and descriptions so that when Google comes along, it knows what the site is about. So Google's kind of like passing your site by because it doesn't know what the site's really about, and it's trying to guess what the site is about. Okay. So the other thing is some of your off-page, so that's on-page stuff. So basically, getting back, just to summarize on-page so I don't confuse you, you want to make sure you put your name, address, and phone number on the site, and I would get some of your header tags and meta tags and title tags and some of those things straightened out. And if you do hire me, then I can do that with you or for you. I don't think this is. I think this is a. Oh, it looks like it's a. It looks like it's a WordPress site. If it's a WordPress site, then I can do that for you. As long as I have admin logins, I can definitely go into the site and fix all that for you. If it's not WordPress, I'd have to work with your webmaster. Okay, so this is another tool. These are off-page SEO factors. This is the main tool that I use. Gives me a lot of information. So basically, let's go here first. This tool tells me how much Google trusts you. So the fact that your trust flow is 22, and here citation flow means how many backlinks are coming to you. It's kind of a confusing thing because I told you what citations are is name, address, and phone number, but this site uses different language here. So what this means is the amount of the ratio of backlinks or votes from other sites to this, and the fact that you're 22, I like to see this to be I could do a really good job with a site that's at least 20, scored at 20. And the way I look at these is the ratio. This should be no more than 50% of this. So you're obviously opposite. So if this was 20, this should be at least 10. Okay. In your particular case, it's opposite, which is really good. What that really tells me is that your backlinking or your off-page SEO has not really proven to work very well, or somebody's not doing a good job. Okay. So it looks like when I just clicked on that link, it looks like so this site might be set up by somebody else and you're just using it. Anyways, I'd have to investigate that if we get a little bit further down the road. So this says that your citation flow is, this is what we were just looking at. So basically all this stuff goes down here and it tells me that you have a total of 53 backlinks by this company says 53. They always vary. This is the company we were just in, said you had 102, some referring domains. All that looks good on the surface, like you do have somebody that attempted to do SEO. But if you go down here, you can see, through time that your backlinks aren't really good. What's happening is they don't have enough juice, is what is the technical term, believe it or not. I'm going to show you that in a minute. And then this shows you the anchor text is the actual words that they put in the link. So if you were to go to your website, so I have to wait for my computer here. Evidently, it's running slow this morning. Oh. Hello. Sorry about this. It's bizarre. Okay. So if you were to go to your website, see these right here? See, these are clickable links. Oh, no, they're not. That's not good. Yeah, there's something wrong. So, this is interesting. Anyways, so what I was looking for was see how this the words here. See it says blog Hummingbird car rental, and if you click on that, it goes to a link. That's called an anchor text. Okay, so what we're talking about here when we're talking about anchor text is the words that they use in the links, and you could see that it's not very creative. And the one thing that you should do is you should make sure your keywords are anchor text. And I mean, unless you're trying to rank just for Hummingbird rentals or Hummingbird car rentals and tours, those are some good keywords, but how good are they? I don't know. I'd have to go do research. So my point is that we should take a look at keywords and find out if we can improve those. Second thing, and this is probably the biggest reason why your site's not ranking. The other stuff is very important, but the hugest reason is that if you look at some of the, so these are the backlinks coming to your website. So you could see here it's www.slidebatch.com and some forward slash. But look, there's no citation flow. This site's got zero what we call link juice, right? This site has 7 and 2. They're very, very low. This is probably the best one right here. This is some Jamaican tour company. Yeah. See, and the reason why they have that is because they have all these links on there, and that's kind of a spammy. That's kind of a spammy type of a site to be on, so that it. It's not really a good backlink because it's kind of spammy. Okay, so these other ones here, there's a 14. This is rated 14. Remember what I told you before? It's 20 and 10 or something like that, or 20 and 20 when we were here. We like them to be, higher. Okay, well, these sites, here's another one. It's pretty spammy. So I would have to assume it's from a different country. Look, it's not even in English. Okay. So that's a pretty spammy site. So basically what's happening here is that your backlinking is not good at all. Look, there's 0, 2, 7, 0, 0, 0, 0, 12, 18, 0, 0, 9, 9. These are all, so you got a lot of backlinks, but they're not, in Google's eyes, they aren't good links. They're just kind of crappy links that somebody probably just put in some search engine, or some tool to be able to spit out these links, and that's what you got. If I had to guess, I would say that you probably paid someone, to go and create these backlinks, and they used the tool, and they just put it on a bunch of different websites, and that's the way it is. Now, like I told you before, one of the things that makes me unique is that the backlinks that I use are backlinks from sites that I own. So they're not all super, super high domain authority, but I know Google likes them. I know that they're better than zeros, I can tell you that. You know, they're better than twos, you know, um, so that's the basic reason why your site's not ranking is because the backlinks are just kind of yucky. Okay. The last thing I wanted to cover with you is your site is indexed when I put your URL in here. Now remember I told you, you know, Google, when you go to the index, they look it up and they see if there's any information related on those pages. So right here you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You have a Facebook page. You have some other tdrf.com site. I don't even know if that's yours. I think it is, right? So you have like 7 or 8 pages that are indexed. So not all of your pages from your website are being indexed. Okay, so that's another thing we would have to do. I would want to set up Google Webmasters and go in and make sure that they're all indexed and they're done correctly. Okay, because you really, I mean, you don't, your site, something's wrong with your site because it's not even loading now. Okay, there it is. So anyways, I would want to go and make sure that make sure all your sites are actually indexed, because according to this, there's only 6 or 7 pages that are indexed. So Google doesn't know they're there. I would go back to my on page. That would be one of the factors on the on page to make sure that Google sees the site, knows the site's there, and actually is paying attention to the site. And that would be the gist of it. Okay, so I'm going to put together a quote for you and have that in the quote and with a short explanation of what I just told you, so you can review it. And if you'd like to contact me, that would be awesome, so we could talk about some of this stuff. Okay, thanks for watching.